DUI. So there's been legal issues with alcohol and him driving. That's my concern. He has shown up at my house for a visit with alcohol in his breath.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
Both of you, please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you provide this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
I swear.
Thank you. You can both lower your hands. Let the record reflect all parties have been duly sworn in. Ms. House?
Thank you, Judge. The state would first like to proceed by asking the court to take judicial notice of the file and all of its contents, specifically the original petition and suit affecting the parent-child relationship, AOP, filed on or about February 20th, 2025.
This court will take judicial notice of all documents within the court's file, specifically the pleading that is before this court, and it was filed on or about February 20th of 2025.
Thank you, Judge. May I begin by calling Ms. Melendez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Melendez, may you state your name?
Cecilia Melendez.
Okay. And you are the mother of the two children before this court, correct?
Correct.
And who's their father?
Daniel Rodriguez.
Okay. And do you have any issues with your address or any of your personal information being listed in your order today?
No.
Okay. In the state of Texas, there is a presumption that parents should be appointed joint managing conservators, where they have equal rights and duties to make decisions and get information for the children. Do you think that is in your children's best interest?
Yes.
Okay. And what are some of those concerns?
As far as, what do you mean?
Having Mr. Rodriguez and yourself being appointed joint managing conservators.
Mr. Rodriguez has a history of being disrespectful to me, and so the co-parenting relationship can be very difficult. That's my main concern.
Okay. Has Mr. Rodriguez been an active participant in the children's education?
No.
Okay. And what about their medical decisions and our needs?
No.
Okay. In the state of Texas, there is a presumption that the non-primary parent should have possession of the child pursuant to a standard possession order. Do you think that is in your children's best interest?
No.
Okay. Why not?
My concern is for their safety. There's a history of alcohol. That's my main concern, honestly.
Okay. And what visitation do you think Mr. Rodriguez should have, if any?
If there's a way for him to, I don't know, I mentioned something about, making sure that he's sober when he has the kids. I'm okay with, the weekends, every other weekend, something like that. If there's no way to ensure that, sobriety would be, or like that he'll be sober, I think supervised visitations is the best course.
Okay. If the court would put in place injunctions ordering both you and Mr. Rodriguez to not drink at a certain period before having the children, do you think that would be sufficient for Mr. Rodriguez to have a standard possession order?
Yeah, if we can ensure that the kids are safe and that there's no alcohol around them, absolutely.
Okay. Are you asking that there be any restrictions placed on where you and the children reside?
I know that was an issue, but I'm flexible. I would rather not have restrictions
Okay.
as of now.
When did you and Mr. Rodriguez separate?
I left the residence on, I want to say it was June 7th, 2023.
2023. And at the time of separation, did Mr. Rodriguez provide you any monetary support for the children?
It was until November 17th of 2023 I received $60.
Okay. And is that all you received during that time of separation up until now?
Up until now, the total is $905.
Are you asking that the court grant you a retroactive judgment for the time that Mr. Rodriguez did not provide support?
Will this affect the, honestly, no. I just need help moving forward for sure.
Do you know if Mr. Rodriguez have any other children that he is legally obligated to support?
Yes,
And how many children?
one.
Once the judge makes some rulings, I will draft an order that reflects those rulings. Are you okay if I submit the order without you signing off on it?
That's fine.
Okay, I pass this to the next judge.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any questions of Ms. Melendez?
Is it, even though I didn't provide her with money, is it not true that I did offer her help with allowing her to come? My thing is that I can help her watching the kids. All she's ever wanted is money. I don't have money. So I mean, I offered her to, she can stay at my house.
Mr.
I can take care
Rodriguez,
of the
you have
kids.
to ask her, you have to ask the witness a question.
Um, is it true that I offered you a place and I gave you a place to stay instead of offering you money?
You offered for me to go back to the situation and I refused.
Any other questions, Mr. Rodriguez?
No.
Ms. Melendez, I do have a few questions regarding some of the things that you mentioned. You stated that you and Mr. Rodriguez resided together as a family up until about June of 2023. Is that correct?
Correct.
So both of your daughters were already born and everyone was living together in a household.
Correct.
Okay, so if you can share with the court, how did the family household work as far as taking care of the girls, the work, paying the bills? Just give me a little glimpse of what that looked like at that time.
At that time, I was working overnight. So I would come home around 8 in the morning. I would pick up the kids from my mom's house because he would drop them off at 7. He was with them after he got out of work. I was taking, at that point in time, I was taking on most of the financial responsibilities. I mean, it was mostly split, but since I was earning more at the time, I was taking on more of the responsibilities. So I would take care of the kids in the morning. Around 1 o'clock, we would take a nap. Sometimes he would get home at 4 or 5. And that's when he took over, because around that time they were little. So that's more or less when they would wake up from their nap time. And he would take over taking care of them until I woke up around like 8 or 9 at night to get ready for work again.
Okay. And so he was already watching the girls already before the agreed access and possession, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you testified right now that he would share watching the girls while you're going to work or waking up, and same thing. You would watch
Right.
the girls because it looks as though you had different schedules as far as work schedules.
Yes, he would work from like, I want to say 7 in the morning to 4 or 5 in the evening.
Okay.
So
And how
yes,
old are the girls
he would
now?
watch. I'm sorry?
How old are the girls now?
My oldest is 5. In January, she'll be 6, and my youngest is 4. I'm sorry, 3, and at the end of the month, she'll be 4.
Okay. So you had mentioned some safety concerns. So what safety concerns have changed since June of 2023 and now?
Um, I don't know that there's changes, and that's my main concern. The issue started because the night that I left, he was drinking and yelling at my baby, the youngest, because she was being rambunctious, but she was a year old at the time. So, kids at that age, they're all over the place. That's why my concern is alcohol, because I I know how much of a handful my kids are. So I need to know that they're not going to be yelled at. They're not going to be emotionally abused or neglected because of the alcohol involved.
So I want to ask a little bit about that because you're alleging that due to alcohol, there has been neglect or there has been abuse to the children. Could you please tell the court when those occurrences happened and give the court some more detail?
That was on June 6th when I left the home, that same day.
Okay, but I'm
Um,
talking about now from there to now, because I'm looking at the report from the Domestic Relations Office with Project Amistad,
mhm,
and that's very limited access and possession. And so
right.
I don't see anything negative
Mhm.
other than moving forward to allow dad to have more access with his girls. So when, since the date of separation till now, what alcohol problems have you seen from Mr. Rodriguez?
Um, well, not involving the girls because he, like you said, there's limited access to the girls. But I want to say in May of this year, we were texting, and I have the screenshots where he lets me know that he has driven drunk and that he got a DWI. So there's been legal issues with alcohol and him driving. I'm That's my concern. He has shown up at my house for a visit with alcohol in his breath. And, there was a later after he left, not in front of the girls, we did have a discussion about how that's not okay. So it's been very limited for
Okay,
that
but has
reason.
he ever put the girls in danger? I know don't get me wrong, I understand your concern about the possibility of him driving with the girls under the influence. Has he ever done that? Has he ever put the girls in danger?
She hasn't had a chance to. No, he hasn't.
Okay. But I do understand your concern.
Thank you.
Um, from the time that you separated, you said that Mr. Rodriguez provided you some financial support leading up to the number about 900 and something dollars, right?
That's
Did
correct.
Mr. Rodriguez ever provide any other type of support, like necessary items for the girls, bills, or anything like that the court would need to be aware of?
I mean, sparingly, he had, because I asked him for like diapers or wipes, maybe like twice. Recently, he did. I want to admit that he did help me get my oldest long sleeve shirts. Winter time is coming and they need winter clothes. They're growing out of their clothes, so he helped me get my oldest some clothes for school, for like warmer clothes.
Okay.
Um,
And so if you had to put a cash value to that, what would that be? From the time that you separated to today, what would that be? In addition to the $900. So it's $900 for cash, necessary items. What dollar figure would you put to that?
maybe $200.
Okay. You also testified that communication between you and Mr. Rodriguez isn't necessarily easy. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a co-parenting app where you would communicate with each other, and it's monitored. So it does monitor tones and things like that, but it helps parents communicate with each other because you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to figure out a way to communicate with each other. Do you have an issue with having an app platform to communicate with Mr. Rodriguez?
No, I'm all for it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All righty. Ms. House, please call your next witness.
Judge, may I briefly recall Ms. Melendez?
Sure.
Ms. Melendez, do you have insurance available to you through your employer or any other source?
Through my employer, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much would it cost to cover your children?
To add them to the program in per paycheck, it was $350.
Thank you, Judge. I pass this witness.
Okay, call your next witness.
Mr. Rodriguez, may you state your name?
Daniel Rodriguez.
Okay. And you are the father of the two children for the court today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any issues or concerns with your address or any of your other personal information being put in order today?
No, ma'am.
Uh, So in the state of Texas, there is a presumption that parents should be appointed joint managing conservators, where they have equal rights and duties to make decisions and get information for the children. Do you think that is in your children's best interest?
Yes.
Okay. And are you asking the court to be appointed the primary parent today?
I'm asking for 50-50. Just because I want to be there for my kids. I don't want to be every other weekend dad. I want to actually be a part of their life.
Okay. And in terms of 50-50, what possession schedule do you think will work best for you, Ms. Melendez, and your children?
I mean, when I was taking the class, they were mentioning some schedules that work for parents where a parent A drops off a kid at school, picks them up and drops them off at school, for 1 week, and then on the Friday being the last time where parent A Friday parent A will drop off kid and parent B picks up kid at school. So there's no interaction in between the two parents. There's the middle ground is the school, so where something like that would work for me, where it'd be 1 week with me, 1 week with her, and we could use the school as a median as far as something like that.
Okay. Are you asking the court to place a geographical restriction on where the children and Ms. Melendez may live?
I would like to know where my kids are, yes.
Okay. And so to clarify, are you asking that they remain in El Paso County and contiguous counties?
Yes.
Do you have any other children that you're obligated to support?
Yes, ma'am. I have one older child.
And you have an active child support order for that child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where do you work?
Capital Plumbing.
And how much do you make there?
17 an hour.
And is it fair to say that you work an average 40 hours a week?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have medical insurance available to you at your job or any other source?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So in terms of retroactive support, Ms. Melendez testified that you all separated um, at the latter end of 2023. Did you provide her any support for the children once you left?
I did. My numbers are different. I had it closer to 1,500. I think it was like 13 something. But I mean, I'll agree with her numbers. And I went through the Zelle because I would send her the money through Zelle. So I actually went and counted all the transactions. But I did send her that, and then I was providing her with diapers and wipes as well.
Okay. Um, and so at your estimate, you said $1,500, and that was in addition to supplies for the children. How much do you think you spent on those supplies?
Over the course, I mean, I probably put it closer to 300 to 400, you know. I can't keep track, you know, but it was at least 40, 20, $40 every time. So it was, I mean, it did add up. And then I did also, I would take them to the movies. I mean, I'm not a rich guy, so taking kids out to the movies and out to eat, things like that. When you start adding that into consideration, I mean, I was doing things like that for them as well. You know, I would pay stuff like that. So I mean, I would say it was a little bit closer to 500. I mean, I'm not a rich guy, but I did try.
At this time, I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I want to ask you some similar questions. You heard Ms. Melendez's concern about the use of alcohol. Could you maybe shed some light on why she might be concerned with that issue?
Absolutely, Judge. I truly don't believe it's an issue. I have had encounters where, you know, everybody makes mistakes. However, I believe her issues is actually rooted from trauma. Her parents are alcoholics, and her parents make her feel like the smell of alcohol, like it's trauma. She's traumatized, and she just literally smells it, and she thinks that I'm drunk, and I'm literally not drunk. Like I have, it takes, it's not. It's a huge misunderstanding. She just assumes that I'm drunk because she smells a whiff of beer on me, and I'm not. I'm really not. I'm completely coherent. And I've even told her that I have no problem buying a breathalyzer and blowing in front of her every time I pick up the kids. And that doesn't make her happy. All she wants is money, 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 money. The one thing I don't have is the one thing that she wants.
Well, Mr.
There
Rodriguez,
is no.
I want to go back. She made a comment, and I don't know if it's true or not, about that you did receive a DWI, driving under the influence. Was that an incident that occurred? And if so, when did that happen?
It happened earlier this year, ma'am, and it happened in New Mexico, and I did get it deferred. Just because it wasn't like I just passed it was like a silly little. It was a silly mistake. I just passed the stop sign, and I mean, I was cooperative with the police officer and everything, and the judge was really really awesome. I mean, and I'm doing my community service. I'm taking care of everything that he asked me, but it was deferred due to me working with them, and you know, good behavior and stuff like that.
Mr. Rodriguez, was this just a one-time incident, or has this ever happened before?
This has happened in the past. I will be honest, but it has been more than 6 years. So it was a kind of a relapse, ma'am. I will be honest with you. I lost my father in 2017, and that's when I kind of hit rock bottom. However, having my daughters be born kind of gave me new life, and I have gotten my cards back in order. You know, I'm dotting I'm trying to get everything back squared up, and it was more of a relapse, ma'am. A lack of judgment. It isn't a continuous problem, and it isn't something that I believe is an issue, especially if I have my kids. My daughters are more important to me than anything else, and I put them first before anything. So there's no reason why I would get behind a wheel if I know that it's going to endanger my girls.
I'm sorry, you cut off on the very last part of that, sir.
I just said there's no reason that I would ever get behind a wheel knowing that I would endanger my girls just because I love them so much. They're my top priority. There's nothing. Alcohol is not that important to me where I have to say, oh, I have to drink. No.
Okay. So, Mr. Rodriguez, if I extend access and possession, do you have a place where the girls can sleep?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see, are they going to school right now? I think maybe your oldest might. Layla?
I was told that she was, but something happened. Miss Melendez didn't communicate exactly 100% with me, but I was told originally that she was going to be, but I think I'm not, I don't know all the details. I'm sorry.
Okay. And is there anything else you would like to address the court at this time that you feel I need to be made aware of before I move forward on a ruling?
I believe Miss Melendez was very exaggerative in her statements, also in the fact that she did not work. She worked for 3 weeks of the entire time. I took care of her. I paid everything. I paid everything. She worked at Walmart for 3 weeks. Okay. I paid every bill. I did everything for her. I cooked, I cleaned. Okay. I did everything for those girls. Everything, everything, even for her. Okay. The fact that I have to be having supervised visits is offensive to me because there's no reason that I need to be watched by somebody to watch my kids because I did everything for her. For 5 years, almost 5 years that I was with her, I paid for everything. She lived with me. Okay. The testament of her working at Walmart and making more money was for 3 whole weeks, and she started making more money. And instead of thanking me and helping me out, she left. Decided that making more money was better. So I mean, I would like for you to know that I took care of them forever, and I did everything, everything, everything for them.
I also have a quick question. You had mentioned your income. Do you have to take care of your taxes, or does your employer withhold your taxes?
Oh, as in, do I have a W-2 or a E-99? Is that what you're referring to?
Right.
I do file a W-2, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. All righty. Ms. House?
Thank you, Judge. The state would like to rest and close.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, the state is asking that the court make rulings on conservatorship, possession assets, and geographical restrictions as the court sees fit based on the testimony before the court today. That the court order current child support in the amount of $476.57, and then with a step up provision of $544. That the court order Ms. Melendez to keep the children on government medical as the insurance is grossly higher than 9% of her income, and that Mr. Rodriguez be ordered to pay cash medical support the amount of $113. That a judgment of $4,520 be taken against Mr. Rodriguez with a credit of $1,500, Judge. That'll be $3,020 based off Mr. Rodriguez's testimony. And that court cost be deferred to the court.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ms. Melendez, you heard some of the recommendations provided by the Attorney General's office. Do you agree or disagree with those recommendations?
I agree.
Okay, and is there anything else you would like to address the court at this time before I make my ruling?
The facts are there, Your Honor. I mean, anything that you require from me, I can present. I don't want to go back and forth because that's not what we're here for. I'm just begging you that, like, please look out for my kids.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Rodriguez, you heard the recommendations provided by the Attorney General's office. Do you agree or disagree with those recommendations?
I'm gonna have to interrupt you, Judge. I didn't hear anything because you guys cut out. I barely the app wasn't working for me. If she could repeat it, I just heard the end and then Miss Melendez's statement. That's all I heard.
Ms. House, if you can provide the recommendations again.
Sure, Judge. The court's requesting that the court make recommendations or make orders for conservatorship, assets in possession based on the testimony before the court today, that current child support to be set at $476.57 with a step-up provision of $544 with obligations beginning December 1st, 2025. That a judgment of $3,020 be granted against Mr. Rodriguez as of November 11th, 2025, and that is giving him credit for $1,500, and the obligation to begin December 1st, 2025. Court calls deferred to the court.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, they had some recommendations on a few items. My first question is, do you agree or disagree with any of those recommendations?
I disagree, Judge.
Okay, so now it's your turn to tell the court what are your recommendations for me to consider.
Like I mentioned earlier, Judge, I don't want to be a weekend father. I want to be there for my kids. I truly believe that is what's best, not only for my kids, but also Mrs. Melendez, because she needs help. I'm not gonna deny the fact that a single mom needs help. She does need help, and the help that I can provide, which I believe is best, is 50-50. And like I mentioned earlier, I mean, working with some kind of schedule where either it's a daycare or the school, where parent A picks up, has them for a week and the weekend, and then parent B picks up on the Friday, and then starting the next week, like that. So it would be a 50-50 split. That way, I can actually be there for my kids and not be a weekend father, and then I believe providing them with physical and emotional support is more important than financial support. I mean, all the money in the world isn't going to provide them the love that a father can give. And I'm not talking about just 2 days, 4 days a month. I don't want to be a weekend father. I believe financial support is important, yes, but I believe emotional and physical support is a lot more important, especially for two young, impressionable little girls. So I want to be there for my girls. I want to pick them up from school. I want to wake them up in the morning. I want to feed them dinner at night. That's my goal, which I believe is what's best for my kids as well.
Okay, thank you, sir. Last word from the state, Ms. House.
Nothing further, Judge.
Okay, so I am going to make my ruling today. Both of you have the right to appeal my decision if you wish to do so. You have 3 days from the date that I signed the order to file a de novo appeal to the district court. So my ruling will be as follows. I will appoint both parents to be joint managing conservators of your girls. I am going to appoint Ms. Melendez as the primary. I will deny the non-disclosure request. However, I will order that the parents use Close app. It is a platform to communicate with each other. With regards to a geographic restriction, I will place it to El Paso and its contiguous counties. I am going to place some injunctions where parties are not to make any disparaging remarks against each other in front of the children. There will be no alcohol 24 hours before access and possession or during access and possession. That particular requirement will last 1 year from the date that I signed the order. After that, that will no longer apply unless directed from the court. I will order and grant an extended standard possession order. Iris, if you can bring in the DRO just so that they can explain what an extended standard possession order is, as well as walk the parties through the co-parenting app Close. With regards to child support and medical support, I will follow the recommendations regarding child support to be in the amount of $476 with a step-up provision of $554. There will be a cash medical support. I will deviate that to $75 for the government health assistance. I will grant a retroactive child support in the amount of $4,520. However, I will give Mr. Rodriguez $2,000 credit, leaving a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $2,520. with a payment of $50 per month, all payments to begin December 1st of 2025. Court cost will be waived. Ms. House, did I miss any items?
No, Judge, I think that was it.
Okay, that will conclude the hearing.